Good morning. It's Wednesday, April 1st, and we're ready for math. For math today, you're going to need your speed drill from lesson 125 and pages 249 to 250, and this beautiful line graph that I have drawn. I know it's a little, but it's okay. We'll use it, and it's going to be all right. So let's start this morning with our speed drill. You should have your speed drill that looks like this. Lesson 125. Right here. We're doing a table today, and it's addition. So be careful with that sign. Be sure you're adding today. It calls for 3 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer for 3 minutes, and you may begin. If you finished, you can flip it over if you want to do some coloring, just like we would do if we were in class. You have about 30 seconds. Okay, timer's up there. You can hear it. Okay, so if you'll stop and put that to the side, please. We're going to go straight today into our page today, page 249 to page 250. Plotting points on a line graph, so just be sure your name, today's date, 04/01/20, April being the 4th month, first day. At the top, plotting points on a line graph. This should not be something you've never seen before. This is something that we've done together before. So this is a review. Plotting points on a line graph. If you'll look at your box at the top of the page. 1 point represents both the across and up numbers. For the point 3, 2, go across to 3 and up to 2 and make or plot the point. Okay? So this is something, like I said, this is a review. Just make sure you're remembering which way to go first. Okay? So for 3, 2, we're going to go across to the 3, and then we're going to go up to the 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, up 1, up 2, and we're plotting our point right there on that line. Okay? You can see that. It's right there. And it shows in the example also. So just remember, across for the first number, up for the second number. Okay? Plot these points on the line graph. Remember, we talked about line graphs and bar graphs and pictographs where you want to present a lot of data at one time without a lot of numbers and words. You want to just say, here we go. You know, this was our sales this month. This is our sales this month. This is how it goes. Okay? So let's look at number 1. Plot these points on the line graph. Okay? You have A, you have 1, 1. So you go across 1 and up 1 and plot your point. Easy, right? B, 2, 3, 0.23. Okay? So you're going to go across 2, 1, 2. You can go up 3, 1, 2, 3. And you're going to plot that point. And then for C, 3, 5, you're going to go across 3 first and then up 5. And you should have made like a diagonal set of points. Number 2, it says use your ruler to draw a line connecting the points. So make sure, you know, that I didn't have a ruler here, you can see, but make sure that you have a ruler and you're connecting those points where it's a straight line. Okay? So that, like I said, that's a new concept. Pretty easy for us today. Look at number 3, write the times. As we go through the sheet, I'm going to do one example with you and then let you go and do the rest of them on your own. So number 3, write the times. Uh, 3A looks like this. Okay? So it's between the 7 and the 8, which means it has not gone past the 8 o'clock hour. So our hour is 7, correct? And then you write your colon to separate your hour and your minutes. Now, you know, our minute hand is not just on these nice numbers anymore as a easy whole number. They are in between. So what we're looking at here is the minute hands between the 5 and the 6. So we're going to look between 25 and 30. So this number is going to fall between there. 25, 26, 27, 28. 7, 28. So you would have 7, 28. So be careful with those because they're going to be in between your 5 numbers. Like it's going to be in between 35 and 40. Okay? To the exact minute. Look at number 4. Write the estimated sums. So what we're going to do here, if you remember back to when we were rounding our numbers, you know, up and down, we talked about estimating. Maybe you've invited 40 people to your birthday party and you get that 33 are coming back. Well, you don't really, you know, you don't want it by exactly 33. So, you know, we're talking about estimating. About 33 cupcakes, you want to estimate about how many you would need and things like that. So that's what we're talking about here. So 4A, you have 17 plus 22. Now it says to estimate. Now they have a line here. So remember, we're not just going to add 17 plus 22. We need to estimate. So we round. Remember we had the little hill there. And it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you had the 5. So then everything from 5, you know, goes up. So 5 is kind of in the middle there, okay? So make sure that you've got that. And let's look at the number in the ones column. Okay? So you have 7 here. We would round the 17 to 17 falls between 10 and 20. So we round up to 20. And then 22, 2 would round down. So we would have 22 falls between. Our benchmark numbers are 20 and 30. So what would 22 round down to? That's right, remember, because the 5 is going up, okay? So 22 would round to 20. So 20 plus 20 is 40. That is your estimated answer. Okay? So remember, process your strategy. Look at your number in your ones place. 5 and up rounds up. 4 and under rounds down. Think of your 2 benchmark numbers. What does this number fall between? Pop it up here and then add it together. And if you have any questions about that, just please let me know in a text, okay? Number 5, write the mixed numbers for these figures. Okay? Number 5, this is A. All right. Mixed numbers. Remember, mixed numbers contain a whole number and a fraction. All right? So let's look. 5A. In 5A, that whole circle is shaded, right? You have one whole circle shaded. So that's the first number. That's my whole number. Now, let's look at the second circle. Be careful here. The top number in my fraction is how many pieces are shaded. So one portion is shaded. Okay? My bottom number, or my denominator, numerator, denominator, my denominator is how many pieces there are together, including the shaded one. And I count 1, 2, 3. So my number there is 1 1/3. That is my mixed number. Okay? So again, the 1 is the piece that's shaded. The 3 is how many pieces we have all together, included the shading one. And I know I need to keep reiterating that. Just please be sure you're following that process for figuring out what your fraction is, okay? All right, I'll let you do 5 on your own. Number 6, we are adding and subtracting mixed numbers. We're going to do one quickly together. 6, we'll do A together. My mixed number is 87 3/11 plus 31 2/11. Okay, here we go. So we're just going to work with the fractions first because they're in our ones place over here. We know that we're not going to add 11 plus 11 because we only have divided into 11 pieces. We want to leave it that way. In adding and subtracting, do not mess with the denominator. 3 plus 2 equals 5, and we just bring the 11 down to keep it divided into 11 pieces. 7 plus 1 equals 8, and 8 plus 3 is 11. So your answer there is 118 5/11. Okay? B, you're subtracting. C, you're adding. D, you're subtracting. Okay, let's look at number 7 for a second. Okay, number 7, you are use the reference temperatures to help you choose greater than, less than, or equal. Okay, so just stay with me, okay? All right, let's look at 7A. I'm not going to write all those problems. I'm just going to write what we need. We know that 212 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 degrees Celsius those are equal because those are the what? Boiling point of water. That's right. If you're using Fahrenheit, it's 212. If you're using Celsius scale, it's 100. We know those are equal. All right. Let's look at, you have B, C, then you have D, E, and F. All right, I want you to pop down to E for a second. Pop down to E for a second. Okay. 0 degrees Celsius and 32 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to go ahead and pop an equals there because we know that's, if this is the boiling point of water, that is the freezing point of water. Both of those are the same. Okay, now, you have, for B, you have 98 degrees Fahrenheit and 98 degrees Celsius. Remember, in the United States, we've talked about this. In the United States, we use the Fahrenheit scale. Other countries use, in European countries, they use the Celsius scale, okay? So that's how we compare. Now, 98 degrees Fahrenheit is not equal to 98 degrees Celsius because we have a different scale. Our numbers are not the same. Celsius and Fahrenheit, we would just all use Fahrenheit, but that's not the case. Now, to compare these, there is a conversion that you can do to convert Celsius into Fahrenheit. I'm only going to give you one step. Say it with me. One step of how to convert. Now, later on, down the road, in your upper grades, you can do the rest of it. But right now, just for right now, let's just do one step. We use Fahrenheit, so I'm going to convert the Celsius. The first step I would do is I would double the Celsius. Okay? That's all I want you to do. 98, you can say times 2. So go above that or under that, you can do 98. 8 times 2 is 16. Carry the 1. 2 plus 9 is 18. Plus 1 is 19. So you have 196. Stop right there. Okay, stop right there. Don't go any further. The last 2 steps are not going to make that big of a difference. Now, compare 98 to 196. 98 would be less than. And one day I'll tell you the other steps, okay? I don't want to give you too much right now. All right, so now for C, you have 37 degrees Celsius and 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember, we're converting Celsius, not messing with the Fahrenheit. So the first step is to double the make sure I spell this right, Celsius. You know, sometimes you forget the easiest things, right? All right, so we're doubling the Celsius. 37 times 2. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So let's look. Is 74 greater than or less than 37? It is greater than. That's right. Okay? Do you see what we're doing? There is more. Another day. Now we're going to compare 32 degrees Fahrenheit to 32 degrees Celsius. What am I going to do? Double the Celsius. 32 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. So at that point, is 32 greater than or less than 64? 32 is less than 64. We've already done E. Now let's do F. You have 100 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 degrees Celsius. What am I going to do? First step, double the Celsius. 100 times 2. Okay, I get 200, right? So now at that point, is 100 greater than or less than 200? It is less than. Okay? The last two steps are not going to change the number that dramatically in what we're doing. So that's just a good way to start that off to compare. All right? And like I said, a different day, I'll give you the rest of that equation. Number 8, you divide and check. It's an 8 table. You can put your 0 placeholder there, or you can short divide. It does have a remainder. Number 9 is solve and check the equation. You're kind of combining two things here. Remember, you have to solve the known side first. So you're going to bring your n plus 6 down equals, solve your parentheses and keep going. Okay? Solve and check. Number 10, if you would circle, let me grab a pencil real quick so I remember the ones I told you. Let's do B and D there. B and D. And then your brain booster, what would you wear if the outside temperature was 37 degrees Celsius? And what would you wear if the outside temperature was 32 degrees Fahrenheit? Remember, those are opposites, okay? All right, so that's your math lesson for today. Any questions or concerns, just notify me. But other than that, if you're following along in our day, we will be going into reading next.